Applaud for our amazing host tonight. As usual, when I come here, I bring a mix of poems, short stories, stand-up material I'm working on. We call it all spoken words. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting this wonderful venue here. Thank you for being involved in the weird arts, in the small places, and listening to storytellers and musicians and comics and weirdos. And thank you for buying good coffee. It's a lot better here than at Stewart's. You can go to Stewart's to get your lotto and your gasoline. They have good lotto. They have good gasoline. They have many good things. But when you need coffee, go to a nice little establishment like this. Go to Highwheeler when you're in.
That's right.
This first bit is called Blame Me, and it's about it still being 15 degrees in March.
What a blessing.
Blame me. I'm sorry for all the times in summer I said that I would prefer the winter, that I wished for the winter. I was wrong, and this is all my fault. Blame me totally, and I will deserve it. I did this. I did this to us all. I doomed us to this, and I am sorry. I wished us into this cornfield. I complained about the humidity. I complained about the sweating. I complained about the mosquitoes. I complained about the bright, bright sun blinding me as I drove out from my home when I woke up in the late afternoon as an unemployed artist driving out to Utica or Albany or Fort Plain to perform poetry in the hopes that people might throw nickels at me. I complained about the summer, and some dark spirit heard my wishes and granted them on a horrifying monkey's paw. In some Twilight Zone-y, outer limits-ish kind of way. And here we are now, in a frozen hell, at the beginning of March. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. I am sorry. I am so sorry for this winter. Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. I will never hate summer again. Until next summer, of course. If it is ever summer again. If this horrifying winter ever ends. The winter up here is like getting a baby chick for Easter. The winter up here is like, it's like that first snow of November is like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, look at the little thing with the little feathers. Oh, it's a cute little Easter chick. And now it's March. And it's this weird, ugly thing that's pecking out the walls. And it's trying to kill the cat. And it crows at 5 and every morning. And you hate everything now. You hate everything now because of this thing you thought was so cute at Easter. This snow you thought was so cute the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Now you're in hell. Now you're in hell with me. And you hate it. You hate it. You hate that chicken so much. Go away, daft, angry March. Quit pecking at the cat. You grew up ugly. You grew up weird. You grew up disgusting. Because when I go on the social medias, right? When I go on the face space, when I go on the Twit Zone, when I go on the Friendster, I'm very old. I remember Friendster. When you go on the social media and they tell you, you know what you got into? Moving up to upstate New York again? I tell them we call it Central New York up here. But we'll call it Northern New York in a pinch. You knew what you did when you ran out of money in New York City. You went back up there in the cold. You know that this is what winter is like in upstate New York, in central New York, in northern New York. You can't complain. And I say to them, yes. Yes, I can complain. If I woke up every single morning and someone kicked me in the crotch, it would hurt. And I would complain. No matter how many times you get used to waking up in the morning and getting kicked in the crotch, it hurts. And you still complain. Because that's what the winter is like in central New York, in Fort Plain, in Little Falls, navigating the 50,000 potholes for the 45,000 people in Utica. That's what it is like up here. You wake up in the morning and you get kicked in the crotch and you complain because that hurts.
Very good.
Another one of my creative outlets in this area, as you know, I come here, I bring poetry, I bring stand-up comedy. I help run a poetry open mic out in Utica on most Thursday nights. I do other things too. One of the other things I've been doing right now is I've been working with a short story writing group that meets every Wednesday night at the Little Falls Library. And every week they give us a word, and we have to write a 500-word short story around that word. And this week the word was Maelstrom. And so here is the piece that I wrote around Maelstrom called There Is Sometimes Crying in Baseball. So I had to use the word Maelstrom, and it had to be under 500 words. When I was a child, the building next door to us was hit by a tornado. Not next door to my home, thank God, or whoever, but next door to the Cannonball Twin Theater where I was watching A League of Their Own with my folks. A tornado hit the J.C. Penney's next door, took out half the parking lot, but all we knew within the theater was a power surge melted the celluloid film, and then the lights went out. Eventually the firemen rushed in, astonished that we hadn't noticed. And then the projectionist spliced it back together, and the show went on, less a few frames of the lovely Gina Davis. The duplex is so close to the tracks, you see. We did hear noise over the din of the Dolby sound, but we thought it was just another train roaring down through the Mohawk Valley. The J.C. Penney's was wrecked. The awning of the nearby steakhouse put a metal pretzel in the street, and yet somehow all the way in the theater lost was a thin sliver of the female lead from Beetlejuice. When I was in college at Syracuse University, there were tornado warnings all across the city, and us students were herded down into the basement of the dorm to wait the disaster out. Or anyway, the RAs tried to herd the students down into the cellar because I had slipped outside. I had missed witnessing a tornado once for the sake of Gina Davis, forever distracted as I am by leggy women, but not that time. Oh no. I knew that I was 6'5" and 300 pounds. I knew that I could root myself to the ground and see for my own eyes the harvest of the whirlwind. I saw whole trees fly through the night sky as I had only seen before ever in movies. I saw that difficult to express in mere words, white, blue, white arc of a power transformer exploding on a light pole in the darkness there in the wake of God's wrath. I felt rain pierce my arms like needles. I had the welts for weeks, but all that I could do was laugh. All that I could do was laugh like a maniac. Laugh that I got to see something so transcendent just because I was large enough to absorb a smaller portion of the maelstrom. When I was eventually totally soaked through, I sauntered past security guards back into the dorm, too amazed that I'd survived to not narc me out to my RA. I figure I looked crazy enough just then where they weren't going to bother me. Today I'm nearly middle-aged though, and all I can think of are the state fair workers who died in the same storm 2 miles away. And what an idiot I am to have seen entertainment in such devastation. Still, I had witnessed the luckier end of a miracle catastrophe, And I'd live to go on to my film history courses afterwards. And still, that white, the power transformer exploding on the mind. That was amazing. Someday, my devotion to witnessing the magic of this random, scary, sacred world will lead me to my end. But I don't think it will be by the weather. I think the weather and I have been through too much together. My destruction will more likely be in the failed pursuit of the masterpiece that is some 6 foot tall woman with 7 foot tall legs, not unlike those in the missing frames of Gina Davis. Thank you. I have just a couple minutes left here, so I'm just going to do one more short poem. And I appreciate all your attention. And I appreciate the amazing performances of all the people that have been before. And I think you're going to have a few more after me, too. Thank you again to our host. Thank you again to the fine staff here. Thank you to the manager who's recording this for the internets. This is called Try Losing Instead. The people who return from the troubles as shiny, bright heroes are not the ones to ask about the horrors of the world. They just lucked out and didn't see the bad things in full. The ones who came home worse for the wear but still alive, nightmares and limps and missing pieces all along the way, they're the ones who were there at its realest. And they can tell you the tale of how it really was, because what you know will fail you in your life often. Our instincts can be wrong more than we can admit. The books you read that others wrote can turn out to be delusional or outmoded or flat out lies. What you have learned directly from experiences, if you're ever wise, that's where it comes from. If you have ever lived, that's where you go, because do you go on a roller coaster to win the roller coaster? No. Do you go on a roller coaster to beat the other cars to the end? No. You don't drive up to the Great Escape to do that. Do you go on a roller coaster to win? No, that's an absurdity. Of course, you cannot win at roller coaster. You get on and you have an experience. You have an experience for a limited time. So why are you trying to win life? Forget winning life. Forget about winning life. People who just want to win do not see this life at all. If you're just here to win, you're going to miss out on a very brief ride. On a very brief, scary, beautiful, wonderful, terrible, frightening, gorgeous ride. You're going to miss out on that ride if you listen to the winners. Don't listen to the winners. Oh God, don't listen to the winners! When all you do is win, you never really learn a thing. When all you do is win, you never really see a thing, let alone really live. So forget the winners, forget trying to win, and just enjoy the ride. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.